Alright, yesterday I did a thing on this Toyota Tacoma 2016 long bed Sport. We put RCI plates on it, skid plates. All of them, all three. They've got some more. They've got A-arm ones and they got a rear differential in the far back. So this video is going to be how me and my friend put the skid plates on, and that is to come. If you are interested, what else I've done to this truck, mainly I take pictures of it, but we put this beautiful ARE shell with the side access, which is awesome. And I've also done this storage system, so I have a video I just uploaded recently about why and how the storage system works and why it's a thing of wonder. I've done other videos before I had the storage system, this kind of rudimentary storage system, but I hope you enjoy this long form content of installing the rack or the skids, right? It should be awesome, especially if you're the kind that's like at work with a few minutes, 20 minutes to spare, and you're about to go home and install the skid plates, and you're like, okay, what is it gonna be like? Well, I'll tell you. You kind of experience it instead of, you know, a garage where it's all lifted and perfect and, you know, it's up in the high up in the air. We're on the ground doing it like normal people. That didn't sound right. But I'd say this process should take, normally with good instructions, an hour and a half. You could get it done in an hour. It took us about 2 hours that first time, but if we were to do it again, we could probably do it in like 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, thanks. Hey, I've got myself a truck. We're doing an install. I'm not no professional installer type. I'm more a photographer, so see my cool pictures. Link below or something, whatever. I got my friend. I got some stuff to put on at Tacoma, and that's what you guys are here for. But I'm gonna do it in my own way because I don't know. Some of those other install videos suck, in my opinion, because they're all people that really know how to do installing, and then they forget to tell you the stuff that the rest of us have no. They're like, oh, we just assume you know what we mean. All these words that you don't know yet. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, so here's my little attempt at it. Okay, thanks, and bye-bye. Okay, first thing to go. This is 2016 Tacoma, by the way, a Sport edition. So I don't have the off-road skid, but I do a lot of off-roading. They just didn't have a long bed, which is what I use because I sleep in the back. So this thing has been, as you can tell, beaten up quite a bit, so the new skid should come in handy. What I love about all those other install videos is that they're all in shops on like fancy lifts where they get to stand underneath it, and it's like, yeah, the rest of us, no, we're not doing that. None of the rest of it. No one else is doing that, hardly. And yet they show it, and it's like, oh, it's just super easy to stand right here. And yeah, anyways, got Nate doing his thing. There we go. Luckily, I do have this one tool, which is fun. Boom! All right. So these were on these brackets. So we need to take off the brackets from what we hear in the instructions. Okay, here's what we took off. Look, it got beat up a bit, huh? Just a little bit. You go twice as fast when you get more people. Yeah, it's tight the whole way through, huh? I let you have a head start, and then I just do that. Oh, let's get to that one then. Is there one? Yeah, right here. You got a hold of it? Yeah. Let's see this one. Yes. This is my favorite new investment. I got the dang system, the whole system, because of that thing itself.
Yeah.
I like it small.
Okay.
So,
Mount right into this.
there we go. Makeshift. We got ourselves a container and a little pillow underneath it. That's high class tools right there. High class.
Where it goes exactly.
A little teamwork here. This ain't light. I thought about aluminum, but I'll ding it up pretty good.
Okay. Might help if I lift it back here.
Well,
Finger thread won't work too well.
okay. Okay. Now the other one somewhere.
There we go. Right over here. You've got that plastic bushing.
Oh yeah, these two things.
Yeah.
There you go. And are the stuff. These two things right here. Okay, so we got these, which I guess are 19s or 3/4 bolts. Just put them directly in there. We did have to lift the back up to be able to kind of align it correctly. Just got them in lightly. And now we got some, what do you got in your hands? All right, now we're going for these bad boys. This, what a spacer sort of bushing sort of thing.
Like a plastic bushing and a...
And then the other that was in that packet. So we basically, this is the whole packet, right? For the skids. It's 2 up front and this set of stuff in the back. And obviously we did put washers on these top ones here too. So, and they just threaded in nice and easy. And now we'll do the back. So I think that the front skids are just super duper simple. You're going to want someone, if you saw a little bit, helping to kind of raise it. That's very handy because we don't have like lifts and jacks galore, right? Us normal folk. Just, you know, tightening the stuff. So what do we do to get the dirt out though, huh? Is the dirt not going to matter too much in there? It won't ruin it, right? The threads?
No, it shouldn't.
Okay, cool. Then we're just good. We'll just go. Alright, so there's the dealio right there. You got the bushing. It screws in. So, you know, bolt, washer, bushing. And then it gets pretty tight, probably because I have dirt in there. And it's just going to take a little while to do it. So we get over here. Oh, it's really bright on this side. There we go. Good. Naticus doing his thing on his side. And there we go. We gotta close the gap. Close the gap, Nate. Close the gap.
I think we'll be able to just undo the rear.
Okay, so we tightened this down, but since we got the other skid plates, if you guys got other skid plates, don't go all the way. I mean, it's just like a 2-minute mistake. We'll just tighten them real fast because we got the other skid. It's gonna go in there. This is a cross member that we are taking apart. Yes. It's a 12, but so much dirt's on it, so it's a 13. So, where's it at? There's the cross member that we took off, and now we're about to put our new little cross member, which is on my belly. We got to undo this brake line. You can see what we're talking about because my little socket's on it. So there we go. Yeah, that thing just saves a lot of time, huh? There's so much dirt, it's hard to get off, huh? Alright, so we got cross member here, and so we've got on the other side where the brake line is, it's pretty simple because it's got a threaded area in there because that's where the brake line went. But on this side, I don't know if it's how focused it is, you know. On this side we put a washer, and it's got a locking nut on the inside of the frame. And if you're wondering where that goes, that's our story right there. Pretty simple. Alright, so plate's sitting there. It's slid into the other side, so it's just kind of resting there, and I got my knee propping it up, and the other side's done too. So this goes in through, but I'm going to show you how it stacks on this side. We get the little half moon sort of thing resting up against this bobber, and then next is the typical washer that goes on the sandwich next, and then kind of, what do they call this thing?
A lock washer.
Lock washer. And then the nut. Alright. And then just hand tighten it. Pretty simple. But now you have the directions really nice and easy compared to on the paper. And we're good to go. That should take a minute. Alright. So we've got these little square notches, which is handy because, oh, this is the bolt thing. Let me, oh, you got the other side?
You want me to record?
Okay, yeah. So there we go. It's nice because this will just fit right in there. And then you put a washer on the top and a nut on the top. Super duper easy. And this side slides in to the bolts that we did on that previous plate. So that's why you just kind of keep it loose on that previous plate. And then just slide it in there. And then put these nuts in there. So we're going to be tightening some stuff afterwards. Just kind of keep it loose. Loosey-goosey for now. But super easy. Super easy. Especially if you just use this video instead of the paper instructions. Okay, now that we got everything situated, just tighten down the stuff. There's a few different sizes. We got 5/8, we got 9/16, we got 13 millimeter, we got 12, so you just need a whole socket set. This thing does come in handy. You don't need this electric one, but it was pretty nice to have, so that's my thought. Let's see here. Okay, on the driver's side, on the back area, not quite towards the back, right where they kind of meet up. It's a little tighter because you got some exhaust there, but he's going at it little by little. Gloves could help, making sure your car hasn't been driven recently so you don't burn yourself. You know, stuff that most people know, but maybe someone doesn't, so it's always good to say. Is that all sorts of fun over there? How come you're using it open-ended?
It's easier.
Alright.
Because sometimes you have to flip it.
Got it. And little LED panels because it's dark out now. So. Okay, I'll tell you what my number one favorite tool. Well, it's a tie between that little ratchet thing and this, an airline pillow, which that's the kicker. Unless you can put it up way up high, but just laying back there and having your head on something and propping up like this and being able, I don't know. That's like my number one tool for this evening's install. We still got Nate playing around on some stuff. I'm not sure.
Almost tight.
So there's one over there. We found most every bolt and stuff like that, every nut bolt was super easy to put on except for one on the kind of middle. Yeah. That was kind of snug up against an exhaust. So yeah, we've got it looking good. I'll be doing lots of pictures, of course, throughout time. Nate's liking them. He may have to get some for his Tacoma. Looking good. So, on the back, just kind of recap, cross member, and it's got these nice bolts on the back there, with some washer set up top, and then the next one down, get my finger to point right there. It was pretty easy, kind of just wedges inside of there onto the bolt that we already put on for the front skid, which is super easy. There's like bolt, 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 and that's it. And then you slide this one in there, and you go bolt, bolt. And then you slide this one in there, and you go bolt, bolt, bolt. 3 bolts on the back here. And then you put the cross member on. Pretty much any time after you do the front plate slider, I do the front, and then I do this, and then I would do the middle transmission one, and slide it in, and then do this transfer case and slide it in. And if you're gonna get these, I'd say just get all 3 really, or the front. I don't know, it looks great. It's gonna help out a lot, and I got all 3 in steel because I'm not lifted yet, and I do some tough stuff, and you've seen how much I banged up that first one. So yeah, some ratchets, pretty easy. Good to have a second person. Good to have a nice floor to kind of, garage, something like that, to sit on and or lay on and slide around pretty easily. You don't need a ton of space. We do have the tires up a little bit higher, lifted up a little bit, but not too much. You can see the jacks aren't really that high. That's my thoughts. Alright, now we need to let it go. Down on the jacks, I guess we just put it wherever. We're going to scratch it up already? Okay. We don't want the internet mad at us. They do that from time to time. I mean, this thing's going to be scratched up all to heck and gone pretty soon, but for now, some pretty pictures. Video. Sweet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could just jack off this. That doesn't sound right. Beautiful. Look at this. Just look at it. Would you just look at it? I mean, just look at it. Would you just look at it? It's a pretty thing. Now I need a new bumper. Front bumper, huh?
Well, I got one picked up for you.
Oh yeah? You've been looking at them?
Oh yeah.
So this is Nate. He helped. He loves being in front of the camera. Just tons. Look at that beard. So wait, how long do you think it would take normally? We spent a lot of time reading the instructions, but now we've kind of shown them how to do it, so they don't have to look at the instructions quite as much, right?
Yes.
So how long did it take us, and then how long, if we were to do it again, would it take?
How long did it take us?
I got here, 7...
So it took us about two and a half.
But
hours.
we didn't get started right away.
So I would
So I've
say
been here 2.5 hours.
if your truck's clean.
But we did maybe 2 hours. But if it's ready and
Maybe an
you've
hour
watched the
and a half.
video, maybe an hour?
Yeah, if you're proficient. Hour and a half.
Hour and a half, okay. And pretty easy. Well, you tell me what you think.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Well, it's figuring out which nuts and bolts go where is the hardest part.
Yeah.
But it bolts right on.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. There she is. There she goes. And we're ready to take it on some good trails next weekend. Some pretty hardcore trails. And you're coming with. So I actually thinking about getting the control arm skids, if just for the look. I know they're not as used, but man, they'll look good down there. And people spend a lot on like tires and other random things to make their truck look good. I can spend a little bit. They're the cheapest skids they've got, RCI.